Hi team, welcome to another video, and this one is all about 5 mindset shifts that are absolutely vital to you getting lean as a man who travels for work. Think about this, your body will only go to where your mind allows it to go. The first mindset shift is going from an all or nothing mindset to always something. For example, if you were going away for a week with work and you missed one gym session, letting that spiral out of control, one thing hasn't gone to plan, and so everything goes out the window, is the last thing that you want to do. And I imagine everybody who's watching this, I've been there, I'm sure you've been there. It's all about understanding that once that one thing hasn't happened, it's done, it's gone, it's in the past, and all you can do is stay on track and turn up the next day and do what you need to do. And even just by doing something, that's better than doing nothing, right? 20 minutes of just a couple of exercises, doing a little full body circuit, providing some resistance to the muscles is better than not going at all, right? Because over time, the momentum and maintaining that momentum is way more important than motivation. So with this one, we have to just focus on replacing perfection with just progress. Each day, as long as we've done one action, we've done one thing that's going to take us towards our goal. And if we've missed one thing but still done another, like that's a form of progress. And so doing something daily is going to continue that momentum. Before I touch on the remaining 4 mindset shifts that really worked for me and changed how I approach my fitness and fat loss whilst I struggled with my work travel. If you feel like this is you in this situation and you've been there and you're struggling, maybe right now, maybe you're on a work trip as we speak, as you're watching this, and you feel like you're sick and tired of letting your work travel dictate your health, how you look, how you feel, and what looks back at you in the mirror, then in the top line of the description, there's a link. That link will take you to a page that tells you all about my method. And there's a video, you can watch it, of me talking through how this helps the guys in my program. And I'm sure you'll be able to see how that could help you. So click that link, go and have a look, and there'll be an opportunity to book a call, a free 15-minute call if you would like to just find out more about how I would help you in your situation. And if that sounds like something that might work for you, then we can talk about possible next steps, all right? But I'm gonna get straight back into the next 4 mindset shift. So number 2 is going from a restrictive mindset to an ownership mindset. And that's all about stopping saying that you cannot have something and instead saying that you're choosing not to have this because you understand how it's going to benefit you. And it's a simple language shift, but by repeating that out loud, by making that statement, using a different language, your brain starts to be programmed to thinking that way, and it will start to become more natural. And actually, the more you tell yourself you can't have something, we're wired in a way that's going to make you want it more. And by just understanding in that moment when you make a decision that you know will benefit you, understanding that it is something you don't have to do, but you're choosing to do it because you know the benefits that will come along with it, in the long run is going to make fat loss and fitness and your goals a lot easier. So next time you're in a situation where you make a decision and you're about to say, or you feel you're about to say, or maybe you do say it, that you can't do something to a friend, to a colleague, take that back, think for a second, and out loud say, I'm choosing not to have that. Third mindset shift for me, which was a big one, because our situation isn't perfect. Sometimes our transformations may take a little bit longer than the average person who's working a 9 to 5. And it's getting out of that short-term transformation mindset to that long-term identity, okay? We want to stop chasing a 6-week transformation, drastic changes, crazy habit and lifestyle changes that bring about this really fast result. When you then are off plan and you go back to your lifestyle, everything's going to come back on and you're going to undo the hard work you've done because you haven't learned how to manage your situation properly. And I've always been a very impatient person, right? And I want the result as quick as possible. But I had to come to terms, and I remember a moment where I was in France and I'd been working really hard for the period I was working there, and I'd seen some results. I'd stripped off all this body fat, but actually I hadn't built the muscle that I thought maybe I had done over the short period of time I'd been properly weight training. And I really had to think and tell myself that this isn't going to happen overnight. Building muscle especially is a long process, and stripping the fat off again is not an easy process when you're in the situation that you're in. And so thinking more long term and focusing on enjoying the journey and thriving in the moments and in the difficult moments and in the hard decisions. Reward yourself with those actions instead of this end result that will come with time if you do the right things and you're consistent. But in that moment, it feels a long way off. So we don't want to drag that closer. We want to focus on rewarding ourselves as we tick off our actions that will get us closer to that goal. The fourth mindset shift that was quite important for me was shifting from emotion to data. So feelings aren't facts. So that's why we want to track our weight. That's why we want to take regular photos. That's why we want to record our progress in the gym. That's why we want to look at our waist measurements. These kind of things will tell us a story that maybe when we're looking in the mirror or when we're feeling like we're not making progress, but actually by looking at the data, we are progressing. And some things will progress one week and others may not progress that week. And that's why we track a bunch of different things, because as long as something's progressing, then we know we're doing the right things. And if things aren't progressing, then we also have the data that tells us that, and we know we need to adjust things. So it works both ways. And that's why you can have a good week, or you feel you've had a good week and not necessarily make the progress in the data. And that will lead us to think maybe something wasn't done quite right, or you didn't do something that you thought you did. But on the flip side, the data shows we're making progress, and actually we don't feel like we are, then we're reassured that we're doing the right thing. So it's great when you feel better, when you start sleeping better. These kind of things are fantastic. However, having the data there to show us we're progressing is very, very important. For example, when we fly, right, our weight might fluctuate after a long flight or a long travel day. And actually the feeling we have after the fact that our weight has jumped up because of that travel day, of the stress, dehydration, these kind of things, we'll probably feel pretty crap after that, right? But if we look at the averages leading up until that day and then the following days, actually we'll realize that the data tells a different story, and we don't need to worry. It was just a spike and our average is actually going in the right direction. Number 5 is a big one, right? It's a big one, and it's shifting our mindset from making excuses and allowing ourselves to feel like everything's against us and we can't do something, and shift that into solutions-based mindset, into a results-based mindset. Because every man who travels for work has difficulties, has struggles, right? Some look for solutions. Some people look for solutions. We work out a way that we can manage this the best we can. All the guys who jumped in the program have done that, and they're seeing the results and the benefits as a result. But some people look for sympathy. Some people make excuses as to why they can't make progress. And fundamentally, they're at the opposite ends of the scale, and one is going to make progress and one isn't. And that's a choice that you get to make, whether you're the person who makes excuses and looks for sympathy, or whether you're the person who chooses to look for solutions to their problem. And unless you can start thinking like the man who looks for solutions, then unfortunately you're going to potentially be stuck for a long time. Like my client Robert, for example, who has recently been traveling a lot for work, and he gets told very last minute, and when he is away and he maybe can't access a full gym, or he doesn't have any cooking facilities and just has a microwave, we are looking for a solution. Ready meals that he can work out and make sure he gets it into his calories and it fits his macros and calories. He makes that choice. A lot of people would have said, oh, this is too difficult and this is the reason why I can't do this. And actually, Robert's lost 6 kilos in 5 weeks because he's choosing to find a solution in a difficult situation. And the other person could have easily dropped back and lost a couple of weeks' progress because they fundamentally just made excuses. So write down regular struggles that come up. Write down these difficulties and write a solution next to them. Identify them on a piece of paper so you've got them there. So next time they come up, you've already got an idea. And if something new comes up, you write that difficulty down and then you come up with the solution. Think about a solution. And if you have a coach who's been there, who's likely got other clients who have been in similar situations that you're now finding yourself in, then it makes it 10 times easier, right? So if you master these 5 mindsets, then not only are you going to get lean, you're going to feel your best, look your best, and transform your body. You'll stay lean for the rest of your life. You'll know exactly what you need to do. And you'll be thinking just like a person who gets the result that you want. And you'll stay lean forever. So if you liked that video, if you took value from that, then remember to hit subscribe, like this video. Remember to jump down in the comments and leave any questions you may have on this. And remember that link is in the top line of the description if you feel like you want to look into this a little bit more and book a free call with me. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in the next video.